My name's Noel Eady, and I'm here with Leah Wiens and Genevieve Brava of Sport4Life. And today we're going to be discussing the nationwide Participaction Community Better challenge that Cochrane's participating in. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the challenge, can you provide a brief overview of what's happening across this nation?
Yeah, so the Community Better Challenge is an initiative by Participaction, and it invites all municipalities in Canada to compete to be crowned the most active community in Canada. And the way to do that is each municipality needs to invite their community to track their minutes of physical activity throughout the month of June. And then by the end, whoever accumulated the most minutes and engaged the most organizations to create event is crowned the most active community in Canada. And along with that, there's a chance for the community to win $100,000. And there's also many other cash prizes for provinces to win as well. So we thought as Sport4Life Cochrane, in the situation we're in right now where it was hard to get together to be active, we thought that'd be a cool way to engage and just get together, be active, and work towards this title of the most active community.
That's awesome. Now, with this challenge, there's so many different ways to participate that, just going through the list, I mean, there's swimming, walking, running, cycling, even, your yard work. Can you explain what's the extent of what you can calculate for your hours and minutes of a physical activity?
Yeah, so and that's what we like about the challenge is it's not like a performance or sports, it's really as like move and those minutes count. So like you said, like it goes from yard work to housework to strength training, hiking, biking. So as Participation said, every minute counts. So we thought this invite everybody, people that are already active, to join in, and hopefully people that might not have been lately that active to get that little incentive to be like, oh, I'll just get started, or I'll do a little bit more, get out there and do it. And to do that, people just need to download the Participaction app on their phone. And from there, you set up your profile by entering your postal code. You automatically join Cochrane team, and then your minutes will count towards the challenge. And it's any user-friendly app. You just, every day you open your app, you add your minutes, you pick which activity you did, and you can also set it up to invite friends, family, neighbors to join in as well and set up a little challenge here. So that's an easy way for people to get involved in their community while benefiting from exercising.
So we're entering the last week of the challenge, and I'm curious, how active have Cochranites been so far?
So far, we've been sitting like 15th, 14th in Alberta, and right now we are 88th national. So we need more. We need more minutes.
Awesome. And being the last week doesn't mean they can't do a calculation for the first 3 weeks of June. Is that correct? If they decide to plug into it now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So on the app, you cannot backtrack, but if you go to the website, so the website is participaction.com. If you go on the website, you can set up your profile and you can add all the minutes from June. And the cool thing about it, you can also add your family members. So if you have kids that have biked with you or are involved in baseball or soccer, you can add all those minutes. Yeah, so it's not too late to join.
That's awesome. And, you can join as an individual, but you can also join as a team. Have you had a number of teams join this event?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have access to those data. So it's mostly from hearing from our sports partner. Leah, maybe you can speak to that, like what Snap Dance has been doing so far and other groups that have joined us.
Sure, absolutely. So there's been a lot of interest actually within the team. So there are actually two different ways that you can participate as a group. So one is that you could get a group of friends or coworkers and you could form your own team, and then I think you get to enter into more draws for more prizes. Plus you can also set up challenges with each other to hopefully get the whole team's minutes up. So that's a really fun way to do it. And the teams are up to 8 people. And I heard on your interview there, Jen, with 2 Pharmacy, that they're going to be doing a challenge within their workplace. I know that some of the town councilors are doing challenges. I know the folks at the Family Community Support Services are also doing some challenges with each other. So there's a lot of fun little rivalries and competition that way. But then with the event tracking, if you are a coach or if you're running a business and fitness business and you're teaching classes, each of your classes or practices or games can be set up as an event. And then you as the leader can track like 15 athletes participated for 60 minutes. So I can't do the math off the top of my head, but that would be quite a few minutes that would contribute to our total. So I think for this last week, we really want to push that team aspect and the event aspect, because that's really going to boost us up in our numbers.
For sure. And I mean, there's such a great prize on the line here. Can you just explain a bit more about the 100,000 that's up for grabs?
Sure. So the $100,000 goes to the municipality, and we've actually been asking in all of our interviews and in our interactions what people in Cochrane would like to do with the money. I mean, we have some of our own ideas, of course, but we want to put the word out. And a lot of the ideas that have come back are around, maintaining or building pathways and connectivity, sort of, active transportation that's safe and friendly for the community. There's also been some around just more support of how can we support our sport partners to provide, to fill those gaps. So we talk a lot about accessibility. We kind of we fling that word out there and we say, oh, our programs are accessible to anyone. But, we don't always think about, families with kids with physical disabilities or intellectual disabilities and how they may not feel like they're welcome or that they would fit in one of our sort of mainstream quote unquote sport programs. And so I think there's a lot of work that we could do there to increase awareness of our sports as well as our families of what's available and kind of meet those needs. So I think that's another idea, but it's really open for debate, and it would be a super fun conversation if we actually could get there.
That would be awesome. I could think of so many ways it could be used here. So, but hey, let's talk about Sport for Life in general. I mean, this is right up your alley, and the things you're discussing seem to me reflect the philosophy of Sport for Life. Can you kind of give people a little more information on Sport for Life?
Sure, I'll jump in and then I'll hand it over to Jen. So Sport for Life really began out of trying to support our local sport and physical activity providers. So by that, we mean a sport organization like a Cochrane Minor Soccer, Boivin Rugby Club, those organizations, as well as activity provider, which might be recreation programs, it might be business owners like Snap Dance studios or fitness facilities. So it's a really broad area, but we wanted to help connect those groups and identify some gaps in some areas where they might be able to work together. So maybe it's training, maybe it's volunteerism, maybe it's how they promote, how they do registration, again, how they create access, how we create affordable programs, how can we strengthen our partnerships with Spray Lake. So there's a lot of ways that we can work together, but sport tends to be very siloed because there's so much going on, and our main job is to get those kids on the field, right? And so we wanted to be able to make our sport more sustainable, more accessible, and ensure that every time someone participates, they know they're going to have a great experience, right? They're going to make friendships, they're going to have, build some maybe some fitness and some physical skills, and then we also know how important the mental health aspect is. So one more thing I really want to focus on is that although Sport for Life Cochrane is focusing on our sports, we want to get the message out that it's not just about the people who are already jocks, who already have those sports skills, but everybody can find a place in some sort of activity within our community. So I think that's so important because it, again, builds our mental health, builds those social connections, and it just really enriches our lives and our entire community.
Awesome. Did you want to add anything, Genevieve?
Yeah, I'd like to maybe focus on one of our initiative, which is called the Cochrane Youth Sport Hub. And like Leah said, like what's important as in Sport4Life Cochrane is to connect people together. And so that initiative is cool because we connect sport organizations, sport coaches with schools, and we bring different sports into the school to enrich their physical education programming. And that's just one way that we make sure that all kids have access to high quality sports. And in doing that within the school, it's just a fun way to, it pays off. It's a win for everybody because the coaches are exposed to a lot more kids from different ages, different skill set, different interest. The physical education teacher are exposed to more sports, different coaching approach. And it's just a really fun way to, again, get everybody together involved in sports, and over time building those physical skills so that the kids can keep playing for life, really. So that's one thing we do here in Cochrane.
Awesome. Well, hey, I thank you so much for your time, and go Cochrane, go, right? I mean, we can do this.
Absolutely. Go Cochrane.
So maybe I'll just remind everyone, or I guess tell everyone, that there's going to be another challenge coming up for this last week. So we've been very fortunate at having many different community businesses donate prizes. And so there's going to be an amazing prize package coming out, either announced later today or tomorrow. And it's going to be for that last week of a push. So watch for that. And I think it's going to be a work week challenge. So again, getting those teams out. And so if anyone's listening to this that A, wants to either donate a prize, or B, wants to learn more about how they can participate and compete for the prizes, then definitely check us out on our website or social media, and we'll support you on that. And thank everyone in the community for all their support. It's been so much fun and just great to connect with everybody in such a positive way.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much, and we'll catch up with you shortly.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.
Noel.
Take care, guys.